and tie up loose ends with whatever those spellcasters were doing.
That too.
So what happened last time?
Big god fight. And we won. The moral of the story was the artifact was the power of friendship. Yay. That's what won the day.
What's his name? The lift engineer joined us.
Yeah, Rick the door technician.
That's the one.
The door technician. He just saw us like strolling in, cracking with godly power, and went nope.
Howdy Partner is really happy he did not go with his employers to the main fight room because he would have died.
Yeah, he's in like the floor below shooting a bunch of the minions, or has been.
Yeah.
Has been
Had it
hotel,
hard.
yeah.
Also, we had a second moment of Colt and the mayor not entirely being on opposite sides for a change. Can I have this one? You know what? Just because of who he is, go for it. Yay!
We dealt so much fucking damage.
True, I was just about to say, like, between the two of them, we did, like, what? Colt did, like, 18,000 damage. You did 2 instances of many
2,000
thousands
something
of
damage, yeah.
I
You
did
did
zero.
multiple instances.
No, you get to glory in some of my damage because you wished me another turn of damage.
I know, but
Yeah,
I
you
but
wished
I
for
still
another
did
one to
0.
happen.
I mean,
You're still a big help.
Encounter perfectly valid. And all I had to do was give the enemy 30,000 HP.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel that this campaign has gotten a little silly.
What, you thinking that now?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
The amount of people who have tried to join, seen the scary numbers, and went, nope.
I think
I was
think
here for 5 minutes. I got one shot by taking 300 damage. Fuck that.
I think we can go further beyond.
I mean, that's your intention, isn't it?
Always.
I don't believe in this plus ultra thing you're pushing.
You. Don't worry, you got it inside you. So yeah, you're on the ship. You've just finished doing some murdering.
We did. I think it was TKO because he uploaded himself into their ship like he's Holly from Red Dwarf, and he found that they had like a bunch of plans for like a mega doomsday weapon. So we're going to essentially demilitarize that.
Yeah, you found out all their spellcasters were basically shipped off to a a black site, effectively.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go rest. All my power's gone and I took a bunch of damage off casting my own power.
Yeah, we should take 5. Well, how long's this trip gonna take? Not that long, if I recall correctly.
30 minutes?
Also, I forgot to
That's probably enough for me.
I forgot to bring this up last time because not important but semi-important. Was Sonya able to go and steal her shit back, or have they held that elsewhere?
Your shit is elsewhere. It would have been taken to the black site with all the other spellcasters.
Yeah, that's why I just wanted to check.
Alright, so all of your stuff is at the place where we're going.
Excellent.
So we'd want to go there anyway. Speaking of Sonya problems, gets wife Sonya, like, just takes her by the arm and just tugs her in one direction, goes up to Alan. Yo! I assume you remember because that symbol thing didn't erase anyone's minds, but you kind of did that when everyone went mad with the things. Do you think you could use the crown to undo that? You know,
Oh, yeah.
the blinding.
Sure. Big fiery crown appears on his head.
Blinds more. What the? Sorry.
A large molten sphere of fire starts expanding from him, and it basically you get enveloped by it, but it's not painful to you. You're effectively now inside like a big you're effectively inside a sun.
Mm-hmm.
Sonia, you can see again.
Oh God, I'm in a sun.
And then all of a sudden you're back on the ship.
Oh,
Yes.
that's much less worrying.
Thanks, bud.
Oh, look at all the
Oh.
colours. Look at the charred
Where's my-
bits of Sen in my hat.
There it is.
Howdy partner will before people are leaving will make his pass at Fate Sprain again.
Give me a
I need
persuasion
to
roll.
On they were like, yeah, we'll meet on the battlefield and like have like for the next day, and he's like, does this count? Does this count? Was that you wanted? Sorry.
I'm like, do you make a persuasion roll or
Does she roll to remember that he exists?
do I make you roll something else? Give me a flat charisma check.
Fuck you. Let's go with my +1 charisma check.
You're pretty good.
Howdy, partner. You
Mhm.
you like come into the main battle room. Fatesbane's walking out of this chamber, having just left the cuddle pile, and approaches. Where's Howdy, partner? Where's his little token?
Where's the boy?
I just want him to be happy at the end of all this, being dragged around the universe by insane people.
See him.
Where is the boy?
Where is the boy?
I found Constantine. That's
Basically the same, right?
Yeah.
it's close. I'll just drag on a new one. Howdy, partner.
Mhm.
Fatesbane walks up to you, scoops you up, gives you a big kiss.
Oh.
He is not unhappy with this situation. And now we can fade to what everyone else is going to be doing on their trek to stuff.
What,
Ca-
on the
carries
half
you
hour?
Yeah, just
carries you
ignore
off
the
to the
dice that
other
I'm
side.
rolling. This is just Court healing himself. Yeah. What's 7 times 25? 70, 140, 175. Yep, that's Court healed up. He's got no key left again.
Oh, you lost your keys again. I knew we should have got one of them rings to attach to you.
It's fine. But
A key ring.
Yes, that's a great. Or write that down. That's a great idea.
It's
Thank
fine,
you, Ben.
he has 8.
That's what I suggest. A key ring.
It's fine, I have some.
I do not have hit dice to recover, but I still have 740 health, so like we'll just be okay.
What I rolled there wasn't hit dice, that was quickened healing and boundless reserves being spammed over the course of several quote-unquote turns.
Okay, I don't have those either.
But that's Colt at full health pretty much.
Way to rub it in, Cole.
Yeah, as he just like flexes a bit and all of the cuts and wounds and bruises he just got over the last fight all just like Deadpool just healed. That's better.
That's fucking disturbing to watch.
What do you mean disturbing? I had a cut on my arm and it disappeared.
I mean, sure.
And Mez like, I didn't know I injected you with lizard DNA.
You didn't.
Okay.
Don't do that.
You didn't.
Then that's
Would you
very
like me to?
disturbing.
No. Please don't.
Would you like to subscribe to Lizard DNA Facts?
Who would like some lizard DNA to gain a regeneration speed?
Now, I want to ask you this before I say yes or no, right?
Mm,
As my friend Amir,
yes.
will this lizard DNA have any other side effects that would be negative towards me living my life as normal
You
afterwards.
may develop a slight craving for flies, but other than that, it's mostly fine.
Does it allow you any control over me at a later date?
This doesn't.
But the stuff already in you does.
Well, obviously. Have you been breathing the air near me? Oh yeah.
No, I kind of auto incinerate the air just because of that problem.
Oh, that's fine then. Then you're all good.
Somehow I don't feel that's true, but you know. Hey, I'm not gonna like. Hopefully, once this whole fixes the timeline, I'll blip out back to my home timeline, and everything will be all right. Because that's how I hope time travel works.
Well, that reminds me, while we're on this trip, I'm gonna go and speak to the time boy who should be downstairs. No, not the time dragon, the other one.
I mean, he's
So yeah,
he's dead at the minute. Apparently.
I
Yeah,
will
yeah,
willingly take on Blizzard DNA.
Okay, sure. Amir pulls out a mysterious glowing green syringe.
I love things that come in mysterious and glowing.
And syringe.
And moves to inject it into your arm.
I mean, I don't stop her. I've agreed to it already.
Cool. You now have a regeneration speed.
What is
you
my
rege-
regeneration speed?
You regenerate 1 hit point every round, unless you take fire damage.
Please tell me how many rounds of regeneration I have in the time before we get there.
Hang on a minute,
You
unless
will
you take
put-
fire damage, which Fume I assume can't take.
I am immune, yes.
Cool.
You heal fully, effectively. Well, actually,
Uh,
no, you have a
Wait,
lot
so
of
I
health.
heal 640 hit points?
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Cool.
640 times 6.
Divided by 6?
Well, if it's one hit
No,
point
times 6.
per
Sorry,
round,
yeah, it's times 6.
if
You're
it's
right.
1 hit point per round and it's 30 minutes, that's 300
100 hit
rounds?
Yeah.
300 rounds, 300 hit points?
Okay, so I get 300 hit points back. Rather than just taking you telling me I was at full.
300 divided by 60 is 5. So what, it takes
I mean, you
5
could
minutes?
also wait. You could. I mean, if you guys want, you could take a short rest if you
It's fine.
want.
At 1,048 hit points, that'll be enough. I assume.
Sure. Like, you're all
1,048.
you're all boarding the ship and flying.
You guys
off
get
then?
to be gods. I get to be tanky as fuck for a caster. That's what I get.
Fair. I mean, Colt can just say no to most stuff.
How good is my
Colt
regeneration?
technically has around 650 health because of superior defense.
Yeah. We all know you're great.
And Maya, what happens
You
if
would
you
just-
have a regeneration speed and then you add more to it?
You'll either heal faster, or the two regeneration speeds will view each other as hostile and kill you.
Oh, excellent! I'll
So
pass
maybe
on
don't
that
do it then.
lizard DNA.
It
Dino
depends how you
DNA.
regenerate. How do you regenerate? I could modify it in theory.
The regenerate spell.
Oh, it's sort of a 50-50.
Oh, great! I love 50-50s. You know what? I'll pass.
Okay.
But yeah, what Colt was just about to ask before, did Chrono, our time wizard friend, come to join this? Was he still back in his house?
I believe he is still back in his house.
Now,
You could give him a call.
I mean, yeah, if we've still got a few minutes, Colt would call him on phone. Just be
Just
like,
like-
yo, how's the time dragon research coming along?
Uh,
Or how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Research is going interestingly. There's a big temporal anomaly that's just occurred.
Yeah, thought you should know. A manufactured copy of Sonya that wasn't made by Sonya kind of threw him into a black hole. Also,
Okay.
we found out that the universe is just going to end anyway. But a future, our friend Fume from the future got sent back by one of my kids, like in 20 years' time, despite the fact that the universe isn't supposed to have that long left. So that might also be what you're seeing.
It's hilarious
I-
that this sounds just like when Lumen monologues on someone. Except it's
Yeah,
like,
but
no,
at
this
least-
is
at least
normal
Colt-
conversation, sadly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Colt is monologuing to a time wizard who's studying this stuff. He's not monologuing to
I
a
know.
farmer.
It's just very funny that it's got the same vibes, except no, this is a normal conversation.
Yeah. So, but yeah, but that, as a result, Colt is like, that's probably what you're saying because you're studying this. So one, to tell you that, but two, also because all that's happened, we've course corrected and tried to take a much more direct approach to gathering these artifacts together to stop the universe from collapsing. But Fume from the future had a question, and that is that if we've done this course correction, shouldn't she vanish? Like go back to her own timeline?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Do you believe in Doctor Who logic or Sonic the Hedgehog logic?
I don't know what either of those things
Or
are.
Dragon Ball Z logic.
Yeah, or Dragon Ball Z.
I know what that one is.
Dragon Ball Z is similar to the Sonic one, I think.
And,
I don't know.
And if you believe in Doctor Who logic, which Doctor Who logic
Yeah.
do you agree with?
Yeah, true. Because they change it every other episode.
Or are you more of a Back to the Future guy? Well, how do you feel about Looper? Or Primer? Or
Which one is it, Chrono? Which one of these fictional franchises actually got it right in this universe, and therefore I need to watch that?
what do you think about the Harry Potter time travel?
Da, 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 da.
It's terrible. Doesn't make sense.
You're right.
But I would like a time turner.
It is the worst one. Oh,
Even I
Uh,
get that, and I've still only got 12.
Andrew,
left.
it's not the worst one because you don't want it. It's the worst one because it solves all of your problems. And everyone should just be using it at all times.
Yeah.
it's so. They retcon it in the Cursed Child to make it not work the way it did work before. Regardless,
Anyway,
the feelings
Anyway.
of Harry Potter aside,
And there are many.
anyway,
yes. He's like, well, it's just a big blob of time energy that passed over here recently. I guess it could be explained by the time dragon coming back to life.
I mean, yeah, I thought he'd get better.
Yeah, should I like brain text him?
Yeah, brain text him, assuming the phone's on speaker.
It was
Yeah,
more.
yeah. If Colt always puts it on speaker.
Well, I mean, yeah, I can call his phone. I was more meaning sending, in case he's just regenerated somewhere naked.
Yeah, no, sending. I'm just
In
on
his
the.
dragon form.
I'm just on the. I was more referring to does Colt have Chrono on speaker so you can hear him.
Ah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So you'd always
Otherwise
put
it
him on.
would be-
You'd always have him on speaker.
Otherwise, this would have been a private conversation between Chrono and
No,
Colt.
Colt would put him on speaker because Colt would go. He's probably going to mention something that I don't understand, so put him on speaker so smart people can hear.
So yeah, Chrono would be like, yeah, shoot him a sending.
Yo, my big dragon boy. First off, apologies for the other me killing you, but how you doing? That was probably within the word limit.
You get no response.
Okay, so I didn't get a response, so that's either bad or he's a bit pissed off with me.
I mean, him being pissed off with us is bad.
Exactly. Starts going around whoever's on the ship. Like, could any of you Which, it's funny at this point, it's like Sonia has no fucking clue what people on the ship can do. Ben probably can, but can any of you cast sending? Anyone has sending?
Ben raises his hand. Alan raises his hand. Amare raises her hand.
I'm really sorry
I-
I don't have sending. It's not a thing I can do.
If I blip back to my domain, I could probably talk to him telepathically that way.
A couple
Okay,
of the
that
demons raise their hands.
Uh,
Two, two, two or three other wizards who you like, who've been around in the background just for a really long time, raise their hands.
all right. One after the other. Can each of you try sending a message to Big Time Dragon Boy asking if he's angry at us? And if that doesn't work, then yes, Colt, I'll pop you home.
I
Many
mean, I can go
send-
myself. It's my domain.
Okay, that too.
Many sendings are sent.
Mhm.
None.
I mean,
get a
which Sunya is saying that? Is it Sunya Prime or
Yes.
one of the right? Yeah, Court's like, it's my domain. I can just go myself. Thanks, though.
Okay, well, none of those sendings seem to work, so he's either very angry with us, or still dead question mark, or something else. I like the option something else. So yeah, Colt, go brain.
Yeah, I just want to double check one thing before I do that. DM, the ruling on the teleportation between domain and back to material. Am I able to, for it to be go to domain and then when I leave my domain, decide to go to this ship, even if this ship is fucked off somewhere else in space, or is it a case of oh no, if it's gone on to the next solar system, you're in space now.
God, I hope
No,
you'll... Like, I've
I'll
been
say you
ignoring
I'll
that.
say I'll say as with all spells, I'll say you return relative to the point that you left, as in you return to the same place relative to the ship, not relative to the cosmic background radiation.
Yeah.
Because otherwise the universe constantly moving presents issues.
I mean, yeah, and immovable objects wouldn't work in any context if that was the
Yeah,
case.
but I always think it's worth bringing up because I did do a whole bunch of okay, this is how this ruling is going to work for my one because mine's in space as well, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to make it like tied to gravitational bodies or something.
Yeah, at the start of
Anyway.
this campaign, I'm just like, it's always relative to the nearest gravitational body.
It just makes sense to make it work that way. Anyway, yeah, goes to domain.
You get there and you see the Mystic Sonya, like, God, I wish I could use this
I mean,
at the power
other-
artifact.
do the other Sunyas, the wife Sunyas, want to come back as well?
I mean, to be fair, the one that was with you has heard how serious this might be, so it's like, well, probably should help rather than just like sitting around.
Ooh.
Okay, fair enough. I'll nip out and be right. I'll nip to my domain and I'll be right back.
Sonya,
Yeah.
the Sonya simulacrum that was created by the Space British is like, hey, can I get can I get into this whole cult heaven place?
Colt heaven or cult heaven?
Cold?
Why?
Cold. I don't know. Just seems like where all the other Sonyas are going. Is it nice there?
What's wrong with my heaven?
So is it nice there?
We've got a McDonald's, and I've made
Yeah,
sure the
since
ice
it's
cream machine works.
Since it's my domain, I'll make the call. I do tend to treat all the Sunyas individually, so it's reserved for Sunya Prime. The domain is reserved for Sunya Prime, and this Sunya, and the Sunya that's already in there for now, until I know whether the influence of the Space British is entirely gone from you. No offense.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I'm sure it is, but, you know, just to be safe. Not that anyone can hurt anyone in my domain. Shrugs. I'm sure it would be fine regardless, to be fair. Anyway, BRB. Zaps to domain. If I try to, like, telepathically communicate with somebody King Kai from Dragon Ball style, am I able to determine whether they're alive or not?
You're able.
Like, if
you're,
Colt
you're,
sits down and starts meditating and feeling out, like, the key of the universe from his domain.
you're able to sense when you try and do this sensation, you're able to get a feeling of certain areas. Anywhere where one of your followers are, you have like a picture of the surrounding area from one of your followers, but you
Mhm.
don't see like everything.
Mm. But,
You're
like, a really big power signature, like a time dragon, doesn't blip up.
no, you don't have you would reason that you don't have a follower close enough to wherever the time dragon might be in order to
Okay.
locate them effectively. Would be
Okay,
the
I
would be
can't.
the
I
issue,
can't.
basically.
But I can't replicate the effect of ascending, though.
You could replicate the effect of ascending, but you'd get no response. You're just aware that like, but specifically your divine awareness is not able to locate the time dragon because your followers are not close enough. You can do ascending, but the sending fails just like you don't get a response just like all the rest. So it either failed or you just didn't respond.
Can I, like, make a roll to determine whether whether that is the limitation, or whether Colt has a dome and thinks, "Oh well, he's just that pissed."
You would be aware that like it's currently just beyond your divine ability. If you were either a stronger deity or had a follower closer to him, you would be able to determine this, but you know that it's just not the case, unfortunately.
Again, he's sat in, like, the meditation position, and then he just, like, crosses his arms and looks towards the sky, just like, "Damn it! Why can't I just train to become a stronger god? How the hell does this divinity stuff work?" Hmm.
Get more followers, get more power. Get enough
I might have to
followers.
go and liberate a few countries and make it very public.
Liberate's a
Get enough
very
fol-
loaded word.
get enough followers.
What?
and
Like there's an evil tyrant, like the space British, trying to take them over. Go up to the tyrant, punch them in the face, say everybody's free now of this
Yeah.
particular tyrant's tyranny.
I just mean that
Hey.
the word
Time for the new tyrant's tyranny.
exactly. Liberate has some weird connotations depending on which historical people were doing it.
You know
Yeah.
how like old-fashioned and simple Colt is.
I know
He
that's
thinks,
why
go up to the bad guy, punch them.
that's why the
save
Sunya would be
people.
like, well, maybe rebrand the word you're using.
What about just save? Maybe
Yeah,
there's
save.
like an asteroid.
That doesn't
maybe
have as
maybe
many
there's like
bad connotations.
Maybe there's like an asteroid heading towards a planet somewhere, and I just go and punch it into a billion pebbles.
Hey, if you become a strong enough god, you just need one follower on a plane of existence to have full awareness of that plane of existence, unless another god is specifically preventing you from finding that thing, or an equally powerful force is preventing you from, like, seeing that place.
This is a whole different system of getting stronger I'm gonna have to adjust to.
I mean, theoretically, you could... Theoretically, you might have a follower close enough as well, but like they're just being obscured from your gaze by a stronger god or another comparably powerful being.
Does he have any followers on Space Australia? 'Cause that's where we were.
You have like one, and you can see a couple of miles around him.
Can I determine using like I am proficient with cartographer's tools. But it is a foreign planet.
He's currently defeating some bandits and then bringing a bit of justice.
While the spider looks on.
Yeah.
What have I known roughly the location of where we were in terms of we're in space, New South Wales, or something like that?
You know where the party is because I'm.
No, where the event happened, where the time dragon got blipped.
Oh,
But pretty much
you can't
underneath where we are. Well, no,
You
underneath
can-
where we were. Sorry.
You can't
Uh-huh.
see that location at present. None of your followers are close enough to it.
Hang on a minute, I can't just blip back to that location from my domain, can I?
No, I'll say you reappear wherever you entered your domain.
Ah, right, yeah, fair enough. That was.
A bit like you create a doorway.
Yeah. Get crayon, draw door on the wall.
Yeah.
Walk through the door. Have to walk through the same door again.
Like in Beetlejuice.
In a strange kind of way, you haven't. From your perspective, you haven't really moved anywhere. You've kind of just entered your soul in a strange kind of way.
Mhm.
Gone to your mind palace.
This entire
Oh no,
dimension
it's Sherlock.
is sort of your soul. So you know, from your perspective,
Leans out of said door. Just Colt's face just like appears in reality. Looks to the other Sunyas. Hey, do any of you guys know vaguely the geographical location of where that whole evil symbol incident went down, in terms of a distance from the nearest big settlement?
I mean, we
You guys are better at like travel than me.
could probably divine shit. Like-
by the way, you've arrived at your destination.
Bing bong.
What?
Oh,
We have
yeah.
arrived.
Colt,
Been
would you
30 minutes
would-
since the session started, so you've arrived.
would you have complained about the god stuff around the sun? Yeah.
The one that's in the domain, you would hear Colt like audibly lament, like, "Damn it! How am I supposed to get stronger as a god without just being able to train into it?"
So that Sonya would call up the mirror one who was saying they were staying behind, and then by the time you get back, Colt, they will have vanished. Oh god, which is which anymore?
Where's Sonya gone?
No, Andrew, they're all witches. That's the mistake you've made.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell which is which.
You need to put like a little coloured tag on them.
No,
Oh.
I can tell by looking. It's just I have to remember because the mirror Sonya is the mirrored version of the picture.
Yeah.
Anywho, I mean, there's still three of them here, but the
Yeah.
one that you would recognize the soul of. Oh yeah, we had an idea for something, and they have gone off to prepare that for me, us, us,
Oh.
mus.
For Mus.
Okay. They're not going to where I was just asking about, are they?
I really doubt it.
Good, just because it might be dangerous to go alone. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
going to go there myself, but like I was going to try and go there myself, even though it would be dangerous. But okay, well, do you guys have an answer for that question?
Oh yeah, real quick aside, Sonya. As you approach this location, you feel a great disturbance in the Sonya.
Uh-huh.
That's all.
Even more reason the other one would need to pop off. Pop off, bro.
So where's Mirror Sonya gone?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Unless
like
unless people
other ones
actually
to
asked, you
refer-
know what Sonya's like for not actually revealing shit.
I mean,
I mean,
Court did
yeah.
ask, but he's too trusting of you to not go. I kind of really want to know.
But if you don't tell the DM what you're doing, then I don't see how it's gonna happen. Unless I read your mind.
Okay, read my mind. What you want to do? Come on, you can do it.
I have no idea, man. Take a shit. It's just popped off to the loo.
Popped off for those really important preparations. And then I open the chat to tell you what it is. Anakin, are you force wanking in there? You're supposed to be the chosen one, Anakin. So continue.
So my questions? No.
uh, just like it's complicated. It's God stuff.
Great answers, please.
I'm trying. I've sent them to Abyss Place, like the house I have in the Abyss,
Right.
to check on the soul coin shit.
Oh, that's
Right.
fine then.
Oh yeah, Mayor's like, yeah, you're stepping on me.
Ick.
Looks down, and Amir is underneath this Sonya's like, did you have to do that for the joke?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
I mean, Court's gonna ask like the other people as well. In that case, like Alan and Fatesbane, and maybe like people like on the other floor. In this case, or even TQ actually, because TQ was part of the ship. He was like, "Do you have like coordinates of where we were? Where we were
Yeah.
when that symbol made everyone go insane?"
Yeah, Rick, the door technician, will be like, yeah, the battle occurred at like this juncture above Space Australia.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay.
is
So
Rick
that
joined us on the
point-
main ship?
Okay, so that point on Space Australia, does that place have a name? Like a continent, a county, a district?
Oh, that's
Or-
Space Brisbane.
Yeah, like Space Brisbane.
Yeah. It
Is it Space President?
has Space Brisbane.
Is that where we were?
No, we were like 4 miles out from the nearest settlement.
Yeah, which was?
Space Melbourne.
Boo, you could have just said Space Brisbane.
It could have been Space. It could have been Space Brisbane. Okay. You said that I would be able to communicate with my followers, and there was one on Space Oz.
Yeah.
Is that just in my domain?
Yes, in your domain you can communicate with your followers.
Steps back in again.
Yeah. I'm half tempted to give out a quest.
Okay.
You've been handed a divine quest. Go to this point 4 miles. What
Sonya's
did you
like,
say,
wait,
4
you can
miles
do
south?
that? That's a great idea.
You just said 4 miles out. Did you say 4 miles south or north or what?
He did not specify, but you can ask him for more information.
Yes, 4 miles. Which direction from Space Melbourne?
Southeast.
Excellent. So it's 4 miles southeast of Space Melbourne. Okay. Yeah, steps back into domain. That random guy. Yeah, that random guy. After he beats up a bunch of bandits and sees them to justice, he just gets, "Hail, mighty hero traveler! It is I."
A fucking bush next to him catches fire and starts talking to him.
Not only does it catch fire, it gets struck by lightning because it's him.
His nose is bloodied, and he's just like pulled one of the bandits into his face to headbutt him to unconsciousness. Turns around, sees that, It's like, ah, God. I mean, ah, God.
Ah, God.
I have a question, and then depending on that question, yeah, I call this a quest for you.
Okay, God.
If you so choose to do it.
Sure, I'm in.
How far are you from Space Melbourne?
A long way away. I'm not very good at geography, though. So I could be very close.
Oh wait, there it is.
Oh wait, it's over there. Well, it's not going to be a few miles away.
Yeah, because it's fucking space Australia, so it's Australia but bigger.
Which was the? Maybe I should rephrase that. Which was the last settlement that you stayed at?
Space Brisbane.
Yeah, you did it.
That uh, turns to the sun. Yeah, Space Brisbane. That's close to Space Melbourne, right?
Oh.
You know more about this space travel. Damn
Yeah.
it! Leans out the door. Take your coordinates. No, for Space Brisbane from Melbourne.
Give me
He's
a
not
second.
talking to the guy at this
Give me a
point. By
second.
the
I'm
way,
googling the map of Australia.
It's a from Space Brisbane to Space Melbourne. It is a 17-day hike.
Alright, let's see. Brisbane is. Wow, it's right in the middle. Except it's not. Oh, it's right on the. Oh, okay, yeah, they're on the same side of Australia.
One's just near the top, and the other is near the bottom.
Yeah. I did realise, I'm like, wow, it's right in the middle. No, Andrew. That's the ping for Australia.
okay, he's not close enough. I don't think.
He's pretty far away.
Yeah, he's not close enough, and it's unfair to ask him to do a 17-day trek to go and do what is effectively a scouting report on somewhere that's probably going to be empty by the time he gets there.
He is willing to undertake this quest. He's like, yeah, God, I'm all in.
Unfortunately, relaying back to him, unfortunately, due to your geographic location, by the time you get to the point of the quest, the target may have disappeared. Or will almost certainly have disappeared.
Okay, God. What do you want me to do?
Keep doing what you're doing. You did some fine work with them bandits there. Keep fighting the good fight.
Hell yeah, thanks, God. Slings Bandit over shoulder.
Can Colt give him like one of them new hero inspirations where it's like a D6 to add or something?
Sure. You can
Like
give him
a divine a divine hearty pat on the back, and he just like gets a little bit better at what he's doing.
You can give him the equivalent of a bless spell if you want.
Sure.
Just like he gets a bless spell effectively
Yeah.
cast on him that
I mean,
that will
yeah.
last until the next time he does something.
It's only a 361-hour walk, including a ferry.
Yeah, but Colt's problem is, Colt's like if he's only a few miles away, if he's only like if it was like 10, 20 miles or something like that, like outside of his visual range, which would be like a day's trek, he's like he could get there and relay what the aftermath looks like.
Actually, I guess if
or-
we're going to multiply this because it's now a planet, we add a 0 on the end. That's only 361,000 hours. Or 3,610.
Because he's so far away, Colt's like that would be a totally pointless venture because the time dragon will have probably hunted us down and murdered us by that point.
They do go very close to the New South Wales you mentioned.
Hmm.
Anywho,
In other news,
you know the news.
damn it! Again, Court's like just lamenting. He's like, damn it! I had the chance to give to a hero, but he was too damn far away because he was on the other side of the planet.
The black site that you've arrived at seems to have noticed your presence. Because you've just sort of been floating
Yeah.
outside of it for a while.
Can we hail
What?
them?
Sure.
Yeah, Doorman, you're technically in charge of their whole thing now, so...
Okay.
Yeah, Rick, what are we looking at? Like, what are we looking at visibly? Is it just like what is effectively an Amazon warehouse, just a big, massive, evil-looking building?
It is a space station that seems to be a large grey box with no
So-
real distinguishing features on the outside, at the very least.
So yes, can take you or find a port for us to get in.
There is also beside it a very large grey box that just has signs written on it saying cloning laboratory.
Alright, that'll be where the Terrys are.
Hello, people of the space box.
Again, can take you or not find some way of getting us on to either of them. Because
Uh,
like we're on a ship that should have.
I mean,
like, a-
they're probably not opening their docks to us when
Yeah,
we just turn up.
That's why Fuma's trying to communicate with them.
Trying to use the one stat I have to talk to these people.
True. Go for it, charisma. Do the thing.
you get a
Tikio's
reply.
just like mic's on.
You get a reply saying, all the crew are no longer here.
Who's replying to me then?
I'm the ship's AI.
Oh,
I
another
wasn't
AI!
designed for this.
Hey, so your entire the society that was running this place has lost. We have their highest ranking member standing here. I like push doorman forwards.
Yes, I am the current ruler and sovereign. Let us in.
As appointed apparently by two gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hey AI, could you just like turn off all of the dangerous things that you've got running, and maybe allow us entry?
This station's not armed.
I didn't.
I can open the door, sure.
I just meant more like. Do you have any control over the cloning box?
Oh, yeah, I don't really know what goes on in there. We're not like connected facilities. We're just sort of near each other.
Can I do you know how to have the codes for me to connect to like Hail there as well?
Aye, does that one have its own AI? Hi,
yeah,
I'm an AI as
sure,
well, by the way.
I'll patch them into this call. 1 second.
Thanks, buddy. You're being really helpful.
So we've got
just-
a warlock and 3 AI talking
You
here.
You just hear roaring dinosaur noises coming from that end, and it's like, huh.
You just fucking... Sunya runs up and pushes both Rick and Fume out of the way. Baby! My baby! She's just yelling down. Do any of them hear? She's just like
That's a lot of Tarasks.
screaming to the
It's not many.
Tarasks.
They do, and then the feed gets cut off because crushed.
Yeah! Atta
So
boy!
Terry ate everybody.
So it's like
Yours
the
just
AI's, the AI's just like, huh. Well, I guess that solved that issue for you guys.
Hey,
Tikio turns to the other AI and is like, your organic Maras hadn't watched Jurassic Park, did they?
Well,
Hey.
no, I think they all came to this facility, but then all of their life signs vanished, and I don't know why.
Wait, you don't know why?
Well, they seemed to abandon the other facility, and then the last thing that happened was they turned me on and said, manage the station, and then they went into the other room, and I haven't heard from them since. And when I turned the cameras on in that room, they weren't there. But they got a new statue. That's cool. But it's not got any
Statue?
like, It's not got any life signs or anything, so it's just a statue. They've all been replaced by one statue.
Does the one statue look like lots of people stuck together?
No, just one guy.
And where's that, on your
Yeah.
ship or their ship?
Yeah,
Could you-
I'm gonna
Oh,
patch myself into your surveillance systems. I'll read.
Alright, Sunya's gonna just teleport away.
TQ's gonna try and patch himself patch his own AI into their camera systems to have a look and relay back exactly what he sees.
Okay.
What do I
Fume,
see?
you definitely could assume that
You've gone to your son. I get it.
I've gone to my many sons.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
you-
understand what's happening. I believe in you.
I'm about to get
For some
crushed
reason.
in the most wonderful way possible.
You would see this.
A black screen?
Let me zoom.
Black screen.
Ah, there is something on it.
Oh, there's a tiny blip.
Yo,
Or
it's the
something.
boy. Wait a minute, I need to shut up. I'm not there. Wait a minute, no, there are two me's there. Yo, it's the boy.
I only see the boy.
Yeah, that's what you
In
see.
which is he, like the other AI described a statue. Also, is this the only working camera in this facility?
I mean, it's the camera that you've been patched through. There are other cameras. Do you want to check them?
I mean, do I see anything else on them? But this is the
Uh,
only one with any sort of like life sign on it.
You'd see like some empty areas and stuff.
Can I ask the
Right, so-
question, who's the boy?
Time Dragon.
Time Dragon.
Oh,
The-
okay.
The AI, the AI would
so,
just say, like, that's the only thing that's different from when they left.
And TQ's response is his usual, "Oh no, man! They didn't try to clone him, did they?"
No,
I
cloning's the one next door, apparently. The one
don't
where
think
I think that your friend Sunya just went to.
Yeah,
Aye, but if it's a clone of him, it stands to reason that he could jump from one ship to the other and butcher everyone on board.
True.
they're like, well, I don't think there's any cloning facilities on this ship, but like, he did replace everyone when he showed up.
Evil clone Sonya.
Yeah, that's slightly rude, but not wrong. Go.
Is this where you sent him?
We weren't involved in this.
Are you
I mean,
sure?
That leads me into my next question: is what's he doing? Is he just standing there menacingly?
Well, he's a
standing
statue.
there menacingly.
Yeah, but
The
is he
AI
a statue?
described him-
Is he organic still?
I mean, he looks organic-y, but he isn't moving at all. The AI thinks he is a statue. Or just a very lifelike one.
He could be
Yeah,
sleep
but
standing.
TQ has seen him in the flesh before, and he's like, nah, that's what he looks like.
Like, that's eerily accurate if it is a statue. It could have been made magically.
Like
Or, like, 3D printed into existence in theory.
Miss Fume.
Mhm.
So yeah, we were like more part of the god. Well, I guess that Sonya on the ship group. But I mean, like, yeah, there was a whole plan to get rid of Time Boy, but like, we don't know what it was. It was technically a different one of us that killed him.
Well, I think we're gonna have to board this ship and go and see what's up with them.
Sure.
So you haven't. So talking specifically to the Sunya Lacrum. So you have no recollection as to whether or not they were trying to reverse engineer that guy.
I don't think they. I mean, obviously, if they can figure out how to clone him, great. But I think the idea was more just getting him out of the way, because he's
you-
annoying.
You would know that for the the method of cloning to work that they were using, they needed some of his DNA, and they could not reason a strategy to get that because confronting him in any sort of battle was deemed suicidal.
Do ye, talking to the other AI, do ye have some kind of tannoy system I could speak through? I mean, Tikio could probably just look through their systems and see if you can find such a thing.
It doesn't seem to have a tannoy system.
What kind of space station didn't have a tannoy system? How are you supposed to relay messages to the crew?
It's a
There
very
isn't a crow.
small station.
I thought these space British were supposed to be top notch. This is bullshit.
There's like 5
He's the
people
most
who live
frustrated
here
AI
at
ever.
There's 5 people who live here at any given time.
And now they're all dead.
I mean, hundreds of people showed up. Then they all vanished.
Is there... Fuck's sake. If there's cameras, is there like an archive of recording that TQ can like speed run through to get an idea of what happened?
You can, if you look at the recordings, they were effectively all of the cameras were deactivated 2 days ago.
Uh-huh.
And then the next time the cameras were turned on is basically when the first camera that's turned on various cameras to try and assess what's happened at the station, and as it's doing that, like, you just see that there's one person who makes their way, like, who appears to be a Sunya, who makes their way, like, in over to where the statue roughly is, but, like, they walk out of frame, and then once the AI checks on where they go, they are no longer there. Like, they go into that sort of area, and then the AI doesn't know where they are anymore. And, like, they haven't been seen on any cameras after that.
They made a spooky Sonya.
All Sonyas are spooky Sonyas.
Huh.
And I say that is when she's my best friend.
I like the idea that these two Sonyas are like, how dare you? But like the actual Sonya will be like, oh yeah, definitely. Spooky motherfucker. Thank you.
It's her like most favorite trait about herself is how spooky she is.
So yeah, TQ will relay that. Just be like, okay, so, all right, so I have detected a Sonya that was there after. This was after the crew all jumped onto the ship and then vanished. Yeah.
The AI believes that the majority of the crew had disappeared. The AI will direct you to some logs which refer to, because there are no cameras, but there are logs of like a bunch of personnel arrived on the days where the cameras were off.
Uh-huh.
But like looking around the station, like the logs say they arrived, there are no logs saying they left, and then looking around the station there is no one. So the AI assumes that they all disappeared somewhere. Maybe they didn't log out when they left, but like I guess they teleported off or something. That's the AI.
I wish I had my proper body now.
AI, please prepare a dock for us to join. We're gonna come on the ship.
Open the doors. We're gonna come aboard. Take your shows on the screen that he's on the CCTV that he does have about like the spooky Sonya and then the time dragon just appearing, but being very still. And it's just like. Not like I think I need to say this, but proceed with caution, you know.
Proceed recklessly at all times. Got it.
No.
Sure.
Oh, bugger. Go into the void with you. Ah!
It's fine, I'll delete that token. The void token.
Into the void with you. Ah.
And then, which Sonya's coming along on this adventure?
I mean the two copies.
The two simulacrums.
Yeah. Because me and Sonia has
Because-
fucked off to Terryland.
Means Sonya Prime has fucked off to Terryland. Mirror Sonya has gone to the Abyss. And the other wife, Sonya,
Is looking after the
is
chillins.
is in Colt's domain. Cool, so we have two simulacrums.
Who are hopefully good.
Yeah.
Actually,
They
because
helped.
it's
Helped.
because of the comic relief.
Yeah,
Cheezoid.
obviously. He's important.
So yeah. I see.
So the Cheezoid can be like a portable camera for TQ to see through
Yeah, move around.
as he permeates himself through this ship.
I don't know. I'll need to
Pet trail.
Candy,
Sneak.
I don't know what cheeseoid is, and I'm too afraid to ask now.
It's one of those things. Because it was built by a mare, it exists in a state of constant agony. For a mare reasons. I think TQ's like incinerated all of its nerve endings though, so it can't feel.
Amir wouldn't do such a thing. Amir's our friend.
The Cheezoid turns around and just goes, Petrol. I think that means a negative. I think cheese is when it's positive. I don't know for sure. I'm trying to incite this thing. Colt's hugging the walls, by the way. He's like, don't obviously just blunder into rooms, looks into this door, that I assume is a door.
Yeah. Just like a bedroom. Oh yeah, Sonya.
Mm-hmm.
One of them. Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, and I think I was using this sheet. No, wait, I would be using main sheet because they were copies of main one. What? My brain has already forgotten. What roll did you say?
Wisdom saving.
Ooh, Wizzy save. Izzy Wizzy, let's get busy. That was to you for some reason.
I'll accept it.
Yeah. I've changed that.
You notice that the Sonya that was space British made starts wandering off over here. And then gets to about here. And then
So did the Cheezoid see that?
yes.
What happened, specifically?
They just
From the
aren't
Cheezoid's
anymore.
perspective at that door.
They just stopped. They got to that point, and then they weren't. Before they were, now they are not.
Hey Cheezoid, how's the other Sonya doing? They kind of just walked off?
Petrol. Oh, that must be really negative then.
I hope they're not petrol.
Sneak Colt.
Sneaky
Sneaks
cool.
up to this. Look, peers around this corner. Where did the Sonya go? Petrol. Like, bobs back and forward towards the time dragon. Is Colt feeling anything scary, key, life energy wise on this ship and around the time dragon looking thing?
Colt, you actually sense nothing in the Time Dragon's direction.
Is it just nothing as in it's an empty room, or is it an active, ominous absence of stuff?
You sense an empty room, and inside the empty room there is an ominous absence of stuff. Where that Time
Oh
Dragon...
no, it's both. Okay. I can't detect magic or anything, but I feel that. It's like there's a black hole in there. Kind of like what the Sonya Lacrum did to him. Strange. Don't think I'm magic enough for this, though. Leans just around the corner. Are you alright?
You do not get a response.
Is he just still?
He is just still.
He still is.
Is there any loose objects around here that I can just...
They don't appear to be immediately around here.
It doesn't... Like, there's a
there's like-
table here.
You can see
Is
a
there
chair
any-
over there. Oh, I mean, yeah,
Okay.
there's a table there. You see some like scrolls on it. You could toss one of them.
Yeah, tosses one of those.
Sure.
Rolls the scroll towards the guy.
The scroll rolls towards him and like stops at his feet.
Okay, so it's not just any objects.
Maybe the cheeseoid should go up.
Jeez.
That sounds like a
Cheese.
yes.
Jeez.
Sure, I guess.
This would be an awful time for it to just randomly fall apart.
Main Sunya turns up, I guess.
No, I mean in the way that I described.
Oh right, okay.
So that'll probably take a few more minutes.
I'll have a roll. I'll see. Let's. Ooh, that's a number.
Again,
okay, that amount of time, that's gonna happen.
Take your
Yeah, the
being on
cheeseoid
like
approaches. Cheeseoid approaches. Fine. Nothing bad happens to the cheeseoid.
again. If there's any screens in here, TQ in his AI-ness blips onto them like on the because he's patched himself in now, and he's like, still wishing even more and more that I had a proper body. Bloody hell. Also, as you can obviously see, it's no bother. Jeez. Petrol.
Cheese?
It is scrutinizing this town. Does it look like a statue, or does it look like it's him?
It looks like it's him, but it's like not moving at all. And there isn't, and like any extrasensory abilities tell you that there is like an absence of stuff in that location. But you watch the scroll like bump off it.
Colt. He's gonna do a stupid. He's gonna use his magic initiate feat to plink a firebolt in that general direction.
I
but not
believe in
to hit
you.
anybody. Hey?
I believe in you. Do some magic.
Snaps fingers a few times like he's Roy Mustang. Ignis! Vroomf. Little flame, and then plinks it. I can, because it's through the magic initiative feat, I don't need to make the roll for this one.
Yeah.
Plinks that. Does the firebolt like hit the wall on the other side, or does it get near him and then vanish?
Do you shoot it at him or just like near him?
Tries to just miss. Like tries to like.
Give me a roll the firebolt to hit.
Right. It'll be a dog shit roll.
That one.
I mean, Colt can make those go away. Where is it on this sheet? There it is. It's gonna have a ×5 multiplier. Ignore that, because
Sonia to the rescue!
and what a dirty 20 for what should be 5, 13, 22, 23 damage.
A big grey cube smashes into the side of the wall.
A grey cube?
Yep.
Because, right, I had Colt's character sheet up, and I've just closed it, and then saw that, and I was like, that's why, it's other Sonya.
Da 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 da.
Yeah, it near misses. It doesn't stop or anything. It just like flies by him.
Oh
Hits the
shit!
wall.
Is that a time boy? Did I nearly hit him?
We don't know. It shouts up to you. We don't know if it's the real deal. He's completely still and unresponsive.
Oh,
One of
oh,
the copy yous went near him earlier, and they just vanished. But nothing else seems to be vanishing.
the D8 I rolled was to determine which side of the station you hit. There was a chance he just came in on that side.
And just obliterated the Cheezoid and him.
That's just...
Well, something you would have learned something if it came in from that direction for
That's just-
sure.
How is this tip of the ship looking?
Great.
Fine. Well, actually, it looks a bit dented in.
Well, apart from that, obviously.
Other than that, it looks fine. Looks like it's just been tearing through some steel. But other than that, it looks fine.
Am I is Colt feeling this ominous void of energy anywhere else on the ship, or is it just focused on him?
Just there.
Magic people, any ideas?
I'll have a look.
I just blow
don't
things
get-
up with fire. Don't look at me.
Don't get too close.
Oh, but I am intrigued.
Do you think fire might work?
It might.
Fire might work.
Oh wait, no, that's
I mean,
what that's what Cole tried.
Well,
Yeah.
Colt didn't hit it with fire. Colt shot near it with fire.
I don't think I'm good enough with it to fire it in a straight line. Because my casting ability for it is a +1. The only reason it's a +8 is because of proficiency.
Do you want to throw a firebolt at it directly? Oh, kind of. Yeah, Sonia. You're able to tell what's happened here. Someone has used epic magic to create a prison.
Oh, yo! Someone's done some of that old elf magic.
So
Oh,
everybody
okay.
on the-
We're free running this shit.
So everybody on the ship everybody on the ship was a caster. So they must have,
Sacrifice themselves, yeah.
Oh.
Basically.
so this is the real guy, but he's like sealed.
Yeah, and the other Sonya that I don't know walked into it and died, but I'll be informed in a minute. They probably just reinforced it.
I mean,
Looking
I
at yeah, you
mean-
roll high enough to be like looking at the formulation of the spell. A very specific type of like simulacrum sunya is like ascribed as a specific part of the spell. It naturally attracts them to go in. Just because so many of the casters involved in this were the same person.
Walks over to this one. That means it probably wants to eat you as well.
slightly ominous. So this is a not bad thing, right?
No, it's pretty bad.
I mean, he can't stand in the way of the other governments anymore to stop them from, or stop us, from fixing the universe.
But-
We could always fix the universe and then free him.
I mean, true, but didn't he join us? Isn't he on our side now?
I mean,
Yeah, he's our ally now.
yeah, but the simulacrum, you kind of black holed him, so he might be upset.
I'll
I doubt he'll-
apologize.
You have to assume that like a time dragon like knows that like people get mind controlled, right?
Look, Fume. Did he hold a grudge when you accidentally snapped time in half?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, but he didn't Hitler.
Not for a long time. Like he just like trapped us for a couple hundred years, and then we got over it.
Yeah, exactly. So I doubt that he's gonna be that mad about this. The universe was fine in response.
Yes, especially if we free him.
Yeah, freeing him's probably the important part.
Now the problem is we need magic equivalent to the magic used to undo the magic. So we're probably gonna need
So-
like 1,000 Sunyas.
So go back to my domain, get the power act,
Maybe?
and yeah, you make with your whole duplicating yourself shtick.
So the ethics are getting to me here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand me talking about ethics. You're all very shocked. But I don't know if feeding thousands of my best friend into a wood chipper is the best way to do something. It
That's
might be
why-
slightly traumatizing.
That's why I said get the power artifact, because then we might not need to sacrifice anybody. Because the power artifact might do the heavy lifting.
I mean, after the whole soul coiny plan that I've got in like a week's time, I might be able to fix him.
Or that, if that's better and easier, will you need the power artifact for that?
I mean, it would definitely help.
Okay, so we combine those two plans then,
Yeah, so,
and nobody has to sacrifice themselves, which is way better.
hey, Cheezoid, can you push him over?
Petrail tries, attempts to.
Tries.
I mean, it shouldn't bother. It shouldn't affect me, right?
You are unable to move it.
No,
You need to
Kotas-
move it.
Kotask in the magic, people who rolled a 41, that prison thing shouldn't affect me, right?
No, as far as I can tell, the only person it should affect is points at the Sunya standing next to me.
Okay. Nana. 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 Uh,
Just during like the ew gross, but like really far away touch of like just trying to poke with one finger.
You are
Yes,
unable
yes.
to move him.
but no, but just try to touch him first.
You can touch him. You feel
Okay.
you feel like you're touching, like there is something there that you are touching, but it
Mm.
feels strange. It feels like nothing. It feels like you're touching nothing, but there is resistance.
Oh.
Okay, oopsie daisy, time dragon. Spirit surge form and goes to hoist. Doth thou even hoist?
You are unable to move him from his spot.
Turns out I don't. Now, if only I was playing a barbarian in this campaign, they could probably just snap this room off and carry the room.
I
We
mean,
might
that's not
just
a
have
bad
to-
idea.
Hey, I'm not suggesting that we don't do like the Sonya's ideas for how to break the stuff free. I'm just not going to be here to watch it.
Why?
Okay.
Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. What do you mean? Because
Well, when Sonya like throws thousands of herself into this problem, which is going to be
No.
the end result.
no, Fume, we've already come up with an idea where she doesn't have to do that. I was
Oh.
just trying to see if I could move him so that
Oh.
we can do this power up Sunya enough using those abyss coins, as well as I'm just choosing that Colt just doesn't know what they're for just because of his low int. And the
Oh.
power artifact so that she can break the spell. But it turns out I can't even move the guy.
How about this,
he's sealed to
Colt?
the spot.
Uh,
Yes.
What if you used the shiny sword and poured like all your divine power into it? Of just like move to domain.
By the way,
I
I'm
could
actually-
try-
Yeah,
Oh, hey, Fume.
I
could
I
try
was
that, but
going
I'd
to
need
get
wait for tomorrow.
a mayor as a last attempt.
I'd need to wait for tomorrow for the saber to get its juice back.
Ah, okay, well, looks like my next thing has walked into the room. A mare!
Yeah.
Uh, epic high magic. They're currently kind of like phased in and out of reality. How move?
Well, if you can't affect the target, there's a simple solution here. She pulls out a butter knife.
Okay.
Why is it that even though it's a butter knife, I still cringe?
She starts stabbing the air around them. It's like, yeah, all you need to do is just cut the space. And then take the space with you.
I guess that makes sense. Sort of.
You watch as she just starts soaring like the air, and then just strange cracks begin forming as she just sort of very slowly hollows out the area he is in.
And then is Colt able to lift him or start moving him?
There's more like a big egg of space that he's like in. That you
Yeah, but
can...
Colt's gonna grab the space where the knife went through. So
Like-
Colt's like actually talking to a mare and being like, "So this is where."
She's like, oh, you need to wear these, and then she hands you some oven mittens.
Are these oven mittens that are going to eat my flesh and kill me?
No,
Not if I tell them not to.
no. They do it because I keep them fed. Your hands aren't smothered in peanut butter, right?
No.
Then you're fine. Also, just in case I forgot to feed them this morning, she just smothers them in peanut butter real quick.
And then they just they suddenly get loads of mouths that lap it up, and then the mouths disappear.
What? One of them doesn't react. The other does get loads of mouths which lap up the peanut butter. And he's like,
Ah.
oh, I'm glad I bothered to check.
That does mean that Colt's gonna have a really peanut buttery hand. Just one of them, though.
Okay, here you go. Just pop them on, and you should be able to pick up space or touch space.
Why is it always something else with you? Puts them on.
You are now able to move the egg of space that he is contained within. You can't move him, but you can move the
Eat.
space he's in.
Yeah, again, like you said, it's like a gigantic egg.
Yeah, you have a big egg.
So he's just like slung the time dragon over on top of one shoulder and just. Okay. I can. Hang on a minute. Can I not just? No?
What do you mean?
Domain?
Oh, right, you want a domain expand? Sure, yeah, you can do
No,
that.
no, no. Go. I can't domain expand again. That was today.
Oh, yeah, go into your domain. Yeah, you can go
Yeah.
into your domain with the thing.
Plonks down.
Yeah,
And
you plonk
And
into it.
and at least if he is pissy when he wakes up, we're in my domain, which means everybody will way stronger and more defended because of me.
I like the idea of Colt gets there, plonks him down, and just turns to the Sunya that's there and is like, Sunya said analyze, and then leaves.
No, no. Actually, no. Yeah, the fact that he's gone to his domain and he's like, looks at the town dragon, looks at family, looks at town dragon, looks at family, and it's like, he's gonna be cool, right? Right?
Yeah.
Aye.
Looking at the town dragon in the eyes, like, right?
Right.
To the Sonya who's there. Point is, a bunch of wizards and a bunch of used elven epic magic to basically do this to him. He can't move. He's like sealed off from reality.
Oh. Did
Oh, yeah.
did
Su-
Sunya
Sunya,
mention
on
about like
your-
the plan might help?
On your
Yes,
Okay.
by the way,
That's what-
son,
but-
yeah, on you,
I've just brought him here so that he's like not on the Space Britain ship anymore.
on your roll of a 41, you do know that these kinds of spells are always written with a way to end them. Effectively, like there's always an out for them that can be achieved effectively. Of like, the caster can choose whatever it is, so it's usually something difficult, like causing the sun to explode, or the crystal sphere to like shatter, or convince Sonya not to be insane for half a minute. You know, something like impossible.
Yeah.
Try and convince a man not to murder people every 12 seconds. Something that would just never happen.
So yeah, the
Also,
Sunya in the
she-
domain is gonna basically start analyzing the magic.
You're aware that there is an out. You're not sure what it is though.
Yeah.
For Court will detail if Sonya's just gonna start like checking it, just out of curiosity. Court would be like, the other you, like the prime you, came up with a plan to combine that points out the power artifact plus them soul coin things, those abyss coin things that you have, to like amp them up to break the spell. So hopefully that works.
Sure. Yeah, I kind of know about. It's different from the plan they said they were gonna do, but who knows? I'll analyze this guy, and I will give the children a lovely crash course in high elven magic.
Even though that they're like babies and that.
It's fine. I've already the other Sonya has already cast awakening on them.
there's like Zorella is all casting like little firebolts into the air. Oh,
Come on, shocking grasp. Gotta be thematic for both parents.
true.
Look, I've learned how to meta magic this, so I can fire the thundering blast.
I mean, no shot. No shot is like one of them's definitely going to be a sorcerer.
I think they would all be born as with sorceress abilities. To be fair, based on who their parents are.
Sorceress
I
monstrosities.
mean, yeah, we've already chatted a bit on like what they.
They're all divine soul, right?
I mean, surely one of them's at least one of them has to have a bit of wild magic to them.
You're not untrue.
They're like several mixed together.
They have a lot of stuff going on, and they can obviously choose to not bother to learn to control their sorceress powers. And
I mean,
get stronger at that and get stronger.
Yeah,
at them.
yeah. Court's just like they've got their entire lives to figure out what path to power they want to take.
But yeah,
Like,
while you were gone, me and other me were kind of like, we tried talking to them and they didn't respond, so we just let them be a bit smarter. Should we have asked about that first?
I mean, it would be nice to have let me know. Bit late now, though, isn't it? I suppose just letting them be a bit smarter can't hurt.
Actually, the awaken would fail on them
Bullshit.
because they are smarter than that. They just don't know things yet. They're too smart to be awakened. They just haven't been educated on anything yet.
Okay, so the Sonya would still think that they did it, though. Because, like, we wouldn't naturally know they were smarter.
Yeah, like picks up one of them and is like cradles them, and it's just like they still seem like regular infants.
The one you pick up just says fireball in your face. That's weird. I never taught them that word.
Like fair. Oh, he's going to say father. Fireball.
Fireball.
What?
No,
And
don't,
then
don't,
actually cast-
don't fireball your father.
Just boom, give it an explosion, and then just like Colt is just fine because he just like nails the save and just takes no damage, and he just like licks finger, puts one of his hairs out. No, that's a naughty. Try not to do that.
Make sure you tell Fume about that. Fume will be very pleased.
Also, when observing the babies, you notice occasionally, like, if something's about to fall, you notice, like, they react to it before the fall actually happens, as if they know it's going to occur. Like, you notice they get a fright, and then, like, a plate drops or something.
That tracks.
I do love the image of that. Ah! Smash.
Once they get like a couple of years old, there's somebody who's going to walk in the room, and they just call out, "Oh hey, yeah, don't worry about the vase," and then they walk in and go, "What vase?" and then trip over one and smash it. I said, "Don't worry about it."
Probably should have told you to watch out for it.
I probably should have told you it's going
You know,
to
I
be there,
probably
but where's the
took
fun
that-
in that, really?
I probably should have picked the vase up now with hindsight.
Oh no, it was on a stand. They tripped on the stand, and the stand fell over.
Yeah, I probably should have. Yeah, but I saw that happen, so I probably should have picked it up while I was walking past it.
Nah, it's funnier to let you trip. Also, you know, you step on a butterfly in the past, and then there you go, butterfly effect.
I should have
Don't wanna
really
go
not stepped
changing
on so many
things.
butterflies. Damn prehistoric butterflies.
Oh, these guys growing up is going to be a time. No. But yeah, looking at the time drag guys, like, he should be fine when we let him out. Surely he'd be appreciative of us freeing him. And if he's not, well, we're in here. It's probably our best home field advantage to
Speaking of which,
defend
uh,
ourselves.
you notice that this blue ball begins flashing. It seems you're getting healed.
TQO answers, "I'll eat."
Hey, just
Who
Wait.
this? New
Uh,
ship, who this?
I am General Skulls. Nice to meet you. Just a quick check-in. Is Devon there?
No. He's technically not wrong.
Okay. Do you
No
know where he
being
is?
no being by that designation is present on this ship.
Do you know where he is?
Technically speaking, yes.
Okay, great.
I am not authorized to disclose that location. If this AI unit was authorized to disclose that location, that data is not present in my hard drive.
The ship's AI is like, oh yeah, these guys took him. I don't know where, but they just like the punchy lightning one took him somewhere. Shrugs.
Sonya's like,
was
who the
hoping-
hell's Devon
TQ
Taylor?
TQ was hoping for this AI to keep bloody quiet.
He doesn't know what's going on. He was a vending machine before he got this job.
God fucking damn it. Teak was like, bloody hell.
Act like
bloody
you've been
vending-
somewhere vending machine
bloody-
AI.
Vending machine AIs. Because he threw TQ under the bus, TQ will try to save face by being like, if you're concerned about that individual being active in this area or in this spatial coordinates, he has been neutralized. That much I can report.
He has he? I best deliver
Very
this news
much.
to our people. Okay, good to know.
Who do you represent?
Well, I was one of his generals, but that's not great news to hear from my perspective.
Ah, so you report to him.
Yep.
Good news then. There's people. 1 second, guys. Someone's just tried to get in my door.
Dun dun door. So many Terrys.
I think 30's a good number.
Definitely more Terrys than were on the ship. There were probably only like 3.
It's fine. These were the ones that were the first failed ones that are just like, they basically are like dogs.
I have just also realized something.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get your stuff.
That's floating out in space right now.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, well,
it was in a bit. It was in this room.
Uh-huh.
The one that you crashed a ship into. Oh, I was like, oh yeah, your stuff was in that cabinet.
Oh,
It's in
shit.
space now.
Let's see. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, I cast Can Breathe Air on those 10 and say fetch.
They can breathe air, they can't move in space. So you just watch them float off.
Yeah, I know. I basically, Sonya's gonna pick up the items and the 10 doggos in a minute.
It's just a lot of confused dogs in space.
They're like running, just going in circles in the air. One of them gets something and is like really happy, and then tries to turn, and they just continue floating. Damn laws of motion.
One of them gets like within an inch of something that they think you might want, but it's just a piece of scrap metal, but they float past it so close, and they're very distressed that they can't turn around to get at it. And they just keep going. Like, no.
I should have
The
probably
poor
cast
thing.
fly on them as well.
You probably should have.
Now they're too far away. Shit.
They are.
Well, at least that one managed to get one of my things. There's like a...
No, it was like an inch too far away.
Oh.
It really tried.
They're still good boys, though.
Yes. Definitely that. Oh.
I hope that James hasn't been murdered.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was about to say that exact same sentence, actually, of like, oh, James hasn't been murdered.
Need a lot more Terrys to fix that.
Yeah. Well, it is a concerning amount of time for James not to recommend. And every moment it just gets slightly more concerning.
Yeah.
And like, what's the point you call the police in this scenario?
Like...
He just like doesn't show up, and it's like, oh yeah, we waited like 2 hours, but he never came back to the call. So then we decided that like now was the time.
Like, yeah, it's like it's definitely too late to be like, maybe someone should go over and check. He's like, no. We'll give him like. One of you must have his. Well, Joseph, I guess, must have his phone number.
I. Um.
That doesn't sound like a
Uh,
resounding yes.
So maybe I have a bunch of phone numbers. I don't know how James's. I do.
There you go.
I've got him saved in my phone as James/Colt.
I still need to get everyone's phone numbers. I know at one point through Magenta, you gave me your phone number and Lawrence's. Never wrote them down though, so they're like a billion messages ago.
Okay. Good to know. I know that Lawrence knows where James lives and has a car.
Yeah, that was more the. I think it's too late for someone to like be popping over, especially if the worry is murderer question mark.
And just washed all the blood off, and I'm back.
Oh, he
Oh,
won!
nice.
He
You
won
helped
against the
murder.
murderer. Nice.
No panic over it. Was someone did. It sounded like someone was trying to like get their hand through like me letterbox, but it was a Amazon driver looking for somebody else. They were just at the wrong door. But when I went to the door, there was nobody there, so I was like, "What the fuck?"
We were really concerned you'd been murdered.
Yeah, we were deciding at what point we called
I
the
mean, I
police.
was. It's just because it was so loud and the door's right next to us, but I had the blinds shut. I was concerned someone was trying to murder me.
So were we.
Yeah, we were just on the vibe of like the last thing he said was someone's trying to get in at the door, and then we heard nothing else.
Well,
It's
it's
like,
fine.
God.
It's fine. It's good. It's
Do
okay.
we call the police after our friend says that, and then he's not back for like?
And then I
Sorry
checked.
sorry for making you concerned.
Joseph has your phone number, so the next step would be calling you and seeing if we got a response. And then
Yeah.
I'd say once it got to about 9:30, I'd be like, maybe now is the time that we should probably be calling the police.
Yeah.
After
Anyway.
hearing the last thing he said was someone's at the door. Someone's trying to get in at the door. And then he said nothing else, and
And
it's
then
not
just went
something that calls or text.
muted. Because I did mute.
Yeah.
So
He muted,
if a
and then-
scuffle did occur, you wouldn't hear it. I probably should have
Yeah.
not muted.
Exactly.
Oh. So yeah.
Was
Wait.
I in yes, I was in the middle of saying.
Wait, did you mute us?
lot- No, I muted myself.
Okay, so we could have yelled at the murderer to get off you.
If you heard what was going on. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was saying, okay, you guys answer to him.
Yeah.
Tiki was like, he has been neutralized but not dead in that case. There is a independent party working towards undoing the neutralization.
All right.
If you have any resources that could aid in that, feel free to share them. By the way, it's high, epic, high elven magic level that we're talking about. And it might be this ship, but I realize my voice has changed. Again.
I mean, we have loads of facilities that could help with that. We'd like to take him into our custody if that's okay.
I will relay this with the independent party and see how they choose to proceed. They probably will help. They're usually the collaborative types. So, Tikio turns back to the rest of the room and says, "There's just two Sonyas and an Amir, and Fume is still in the corridor."
There's also a lot of Terrys out in space, currently trying to get Sonya's equipment.
But Sonya only gave them the ability to breathe in space, but forgot to give them the ability to move in space. So they're all just floating off slowly into the distance.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Can take your since he's in this ship's system, identify where Sonya will find her stuff.
Yeah, it's out there.
Is it
Yeah.
is it in the room that was here until
No,
until she
no, no,
crashed?
don't worry. It was
It
in
was in
this
this
room.
one,
Yeah.
Yes.
so that's been destroyed.
Do you know over there where that group of floating terries are? Like generally there.
Mm. Mm.
Uh,
But apparently, there's no tannoy system in here.
yes, there is not a tannoy system. They didn't see a need for one because the station is very small.
Amir gets a notification on whatever smart device she has saying TKO would like to connect. Permit? Question mark.
She's like, okay, I need to quickly delete some stuff, but then sure.
I quickly need to turn off the anti-AI neutralization thing.
You watch as she pulls out a gun and shoots her watch. He's like, yeah, okay, no.
I take it that means permission not granted then.
Oh, no, I needed to kill something in the watch. But, granted.
Uh, so I assume Amir's smart device will have a speaker on and it's just like, Sonia, you know that room that you just smashed up by ploughing that ship into the side? The one to the south
Mm-hmm.
east of you, that's where your stuff would be.
Yeah. It's all out in space.
Yeah. TKO, when
Uh-huh.
when you're like connected to this device, you're in like a landscape, and before it's like a really beautiful meadow that you're in.
It's the Windows XP wallpaper, isn't it?
It's a bit like that, but you see a giant monster in front of you that has a bullet hole in its head.
Alright, that makes sense.
Alright,
That's
I guess
the
we'll go
antivirus.
sort this. Come on.
And that's literally what you see. It's got a collar on that says antivirus.
I'm not a virus. I'm not the swine.
You also see a
I'm-
timer on the collar. It's a 20-minute timer.
Disconnects. Leaves.
Okay.
Deletes all previous connection data and cookies.
You feel like you have the
Right,
taste of
like-
a cookie in your mouth, and then it vanishes when you delete your cookies.
Like
Which is really
like,
weird. You've never tasted anything before.
like yeah. Like those were some weird site cookies that device had.
Oh.
Oh, balls as well. No, he'd have to connect again. Court's phone gets a like cheat. Oh no, wait, he's in his domain. That won't work. Sonia has a device, don't you?
I'm currently out
Yeah,
in
yeah.
space.
You're in
But he's in
space.
space where there is no sound.
Okay, what was he called? General Stores.
Yeah.
General Stores, you'll be able to contact the independent party seems to be uncontacted. We'll be able to contact them if you hail the Dragon's Tail ship owned by Ben Oren. That is one way to get in contact with these people.
Okay. Can you give me their number?
Does so because it'll be his.
Sure, thank you. We'll call back in like 30 minutes. 30 minutes? Will they be ready by then?
Give it an hour.
Okay, sure. We'll call back in 1 hour.
Tikio sends a transmission to Ben just as a heads up. Just like, you might want to be on your ship. Which is
Ben,
weird. That is weird. I said that and then my phone went off.
Ah, hello, Ben.
Ah! The fourth wall is
Ugh.
truly destroyed.
It is. Ben's like, why?
Gives the details of this general stores guy who he reports to, and also generates a report of what's happened to the town boy and what we found on this ship, and then just trusts Ben to be able to put two and two together.
Ben's like, oh, if the time dragon's out of the picture, you know what that means?
Your number one dragon under the sun.
I'm best dragon. Hell yeah.
There's a little not quid pro quo. It's more sort of caveat, saying, bear in mind this is temporary. Unless you want to beg the party, don't free him. Just out of vanity.
I mean, if you're set on freeing him, I won't stop you. I'll
Hey,
just
it's-
enjoy being
T-
number one while I am.
Teak was like, here, I'm just the AI, mate. It's them who are doing it.
Uh, which reminds me, Colt, in your domain, a little holographic white mask appears over your face. It just flashes for a second and then it's gone. Hello? Oh, James is muted.
Might have got phone call.
True. Might have been murdered.
It's the Amazon man.
Okay.
Graham, are you alive?
I sort of.
I'm here.
Okay,
I
good.
just had to sort myself out because, like I said, I'm not super well.
Mhm.
Just had to sort myself out real quick. Um.
But yes, that's what occurs. Colt, white mask flashes in front of your face holographically for a moment.
I would like things to stop breaking on me now.
That doesn't seem likely.
Bro, fucking PC just gave up. Not lie, it's not dead.
They do that sometimes.
Do they?
Yeah, computers suck.
Sometimes. Sometimes they just give up.
Yeah, it's on 45% and it just shut down. Anyway. Hello? Are we doing anything?
Yeah, alright. You probably didn't hear what I described. Colt, in your domain,
Uh-huh.
a white mask flashes in front of your face holographically for a moment.
Oh, this guy. snaps his fingers. 3 cult copies spawn out of thin air. Just keep an eye on things while I'm gone, guys. Blips out of the domain because he's not being. If he's receiving a call off of this guy, he's not going to be in the vicinity of Time Boy. He's not going to be in the vicinity of Time Boy while he's taking it. Yep.
When you step out of your domain, a mayor will approach you and go, "Oh, I recognize that. Hang on. Colt, do I have your permission to perform some very minor surgery?"
No. I'm just going to try and get this guy to go away. Okay?
"Do I have your permission to remove a wiretap that is in you?"
Sorry, can you repeat that?
"Do I have your permission to remove a wiretap that is inside you?"
Oh, is that what it is?
It's that and a camera, a couple other things. Can I remove it from you?
Can you... One, give me like a diagram of what it is in terms of, material, where it is, what it's doing, and how it works, and then I'll take it into my domain and I'll remove it myself.
Oh yeah. Displays like hologram from her hand, and it's this neat little piece of soft. Well, it's an interesting little machine. What it does is it rewrites like small elements of your DNA to create like microscopic structures as part of your body.
So it's basically this guy who I was already a bit sketchy on, is just as bad as you.
Well, yeah, it's the same technology.
Okay. Can I like have this in like a more readable, transferable, shareable format?
I can
Or can I
convert.
just or can I just take this? he would not be surprised if she was like, yeah, hard light hologram, here, go. Take it.
Yeah. You
Yeah, have
can.
yourself a
Just high
rimmer.
five. You can.
Yeah.
I can transfer you the schematics via the age-old method.
Of handing them to you.
It's a high five. I have tiny little nanobots on the palm of my hand that project it. If we high five, they can go onto your hand. They don't live very long.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, they only live like 20 minutes tops. Well, these ones do anyway.
I'm going to purge these as well when I do this. So, taps hand.
Sure.
Not a full-on high five. He's not enthused enough for that.
She goes for a full-on high five.
He just holds his hand up. Okay, blips into domain. Does not look at the Time Boy. He blips into a part of his domain that is like a ways away, and then just using his domain, he's like looking at the sheet. He'll expand his understanding of what he's reading using his divine domain, like what he did before when he was reading Time Boy's notes, where he
Yeah.
like expands his knowledge, but only in his domain, so that he has a better idea of what he's looking at, and then uses his domain to just basically atomize the stuff that is in him and reverse it and revert himself back to his usual, what his DNA should be.
Yeah, you can do
And then
that.
and then atomizes the nanobots as well.
Yeah, you can do that.
These damn artificers, they can't stop meddling with people's bodies.
No, you could have
wrong.
just freed us. Sadly, there were too nano for you to hear that.
Blips back out of domain. You can feel free to tell him to Amir. You're not a fan of that guy, are you?
Well, I do hate everything they stand for.
Yeah, you can feel free to tell them to stop wiretapping your friends. Because I don't
Like,
think I can communicate with them.
God, I don't control them even slightly. If I did, things would be so much easier for me.
I mean, I was just saying to you, just more of the point of you're the only one that isn't floating around in space, isn't an AI that is probably already wiretapped with them anyway, and has the ability to just send a text to them just saying, "Bit sus, mate."
Oh, they have me on mute and blocked on everything.
I mean, fair, to be honest.
Mostly because of the constant viruses we keep sending
But-
to each other.
And, well, to be fair, if we're on his bad side now because of the last 30 minutes, so what? The only thing I've seen him do so far is endanger a town. Because of a petty squabble with Time Boy.
A Mayor shrugs.
TKO, you might want to check your systems. You might wiretapped. I'll eat. Will do. Does he find like some malware if he does a system scan?
He does. A Mayor would also be like, I should also check Sonya and Fume because they're probably bugged as well.
Please do. Which Sonya?
Everyone's favorite
Probably-
question.
I don't know, honestly. Maybe all of them? Maybe none of them.
Shrugs? I like to imagine that Ben is like feeling real great and like on the ship and beep bop beeping, and then he looks out like one of the windows and just sees Sonya float by, following a Terry float by.
After being told you've got a very important call that you need to receive.
Should I worry about that? Nah.
So to Amir, Fume and TKO, should we like get back onto our ship then? Since there's seemingly now nothing left here. No response from anybody.
And Mayor's like, yeah, I'm down to leave. Also goes over to Fume. Is like, hey Fume, can I do some small surgery on you?
Sure, friend.
Cool. Alright, done.
That was fast.
It was. You want a lollipop?
No, I'm alright.
We have been to the doctors recently. Just, it's customary. You want some tea, hot chocolate, or some
Vodka?
liquid B?
You mean honey? No, I mean liquid B.
Yeah, look at him. Pulls out a cup. It's just a liquid. It is a bee that seems amorphous, trapped in a cup.
Well, actually, another quote was just like, "Should we go back onto our ship?" But if Sonya's floating around in space trying to get her gear, right?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Since Colt can survive in space and he can fly real fast, he'll just help you with that. He like zap around and grab your gear and bring it to you.
Well, I managed to get 2 of me things before you came along and did all of it.
Oh, sorry, I had a whole bunch of other stuff I was in the middle of doing.
No, she's not, like, not thanking you. It's like, god damn, I got 2 things and then you zippity zapped and got everything. I need to be faster.
I mean, you're welcome.
For simplicity, for the Joseph, so once back on ship with all the Terrys, Sunya will send each of the Terrys, the new ones, to her heaven.
That's not simplicity. That's me copy pasting a bunch more Terrys onto that map.
It's fine. I've told you there's 30 here, so just put a Terry and then write times 30.
You motherfucker. Ugh, now I've got to copy paste a lot of Terry. By that I mean I'm going to copy all of the Terrys on this map, flick over to your heaven, then hit Control V.
Yes.
Where's this? Oh yeah, it's that weird McDonald's one.
How fucking dare you? It's got a pool and a trading card area and Lustgar.
Alright, I've put all the Terrys in Lustgar. Because there wasn't much room in the McDonald's region. So yeah, you guys head back to the ship?
Yee.
Okay. Yeah, when you get back, Sonia, Amir will be like, can I do some surgery on you?
Why?
We might be wiretapped, Sonia. I've already purged the one out of my head.
Can you do that to me? I don't like surgery.
Oh, don't
Sure.
worry.
I mean, if Sonia wants me to do it the way that I did it to myself, well, actually, check me over that I did it right.
Okay.
Did
Yeah,
I do it
you
right?
clean.
I'm clean. Right, great.
Actually, yeah, check me first. I can't remember agreeing to wiretap.
Yeah, you've got one.
Alright.
I already cleaned Fume's one out, don't worry. It's a non-invasive surgery. I only call it surgery because the wiretap is made of you. So I technically have to damage you.
Or you
Don't
can
worry.
come to me to my domain where I'll just do the same as what I did to myself, which is the snap of a finger and it's reversed.
Or I could
I
just
just
go to
had-
my domain and do it.
I just had nanobots alter Fume's DNA very slightly.
Or I could just wish it undone.
Or wish it undone. What about the other Sonyas? Like,
Really sorry, Amir. They don't seem to trust you very much.
I know, bizarre.
I'm not a fan of
So
DNA
you-
surgery.
It's a good card though.
no, it's not.
Yeah, but you're gonna do that anyway, just with magic.
Oh yeah, also guys, we should probably head back to the dead missing god planet because I think that's where they abandoned actual Terry. Me basing this on what
True.
Lawrence said.
Yeah, true. If he
Where's-
just abandoned him on that planet, then yeah.
And
Bring
Mary's
it back
also like, oh yeah, you guys should take one of these with you.
What is it?
Hands you a pill.
Is
don't
it
like
blue-
this
Is it blue
already.
or red?
Yeah, it is purple on one side and white on the other.
Why would... I'm not eating it.
Yeah, you swallow it.
You know what I meant?
I hate that that was my first thought in response to that.
She just goes, oh, it'll just prevent someone setting up one of those things in you again.
By rewriting my biology, probably.
No, this doesn't rewrite your DNA even a bit.
Hmm.
It's theoretically an immune system booster, in a way.
I don't know. The last thing that you put in me killed me. Like, immediately.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Unless
Oh.
what else have you done?
You've been breathing the air in here, right? Well, you don't breathe, but you know. You've been existing in this room, so the many things that I've put in the air in here have been in you. And they haven't killed you.
Why?
Not a one
Why
of them.
is... And what are they for?
Just data collection, extra minty air, 30% more.
If you actually like us as you claim to, can you not do that?
Yes,
Will you?
I plead the fifth.
That's not the right answer, man.
That's
That's
worse
what my
than
lawyer
saying
tells
no.
me to say.
Fucking hell, this character, man.
Irredeemably irredeemable.
Take you need to sort yourself some air scrubbers to undo this. Oh no, man. More work.
But yeah, the pill, totally fine. It won't collect any data or do anything harmful to you.
Just think of it as like a V12 supplement.
Well, I'm assuming that Fume downs it straight away.
Graham?
What?
I think we're hitting Graham's sleepy time.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm alright. I'm here.
Amaz handed you a pill and said, hey, if you take this, you won't have people messing with your DNA anymore.
Cool.
Or at least
Swallow
not
pill.
very much. Sure.
Saying
Look.
that it didn't affect Fume.
Look, Cole, you know you can trust me on this one. Because I'm not doing this to do anything like nefarious or malicious. I'm doing this to spite White Mask.
You know what? That is a good point. Goes and nabs some water. And drinks. Like
Yeah, the pill goes down
takes the
fine.
pill.
Yeah.
There's a quote that's, I'm sure is relevant right now. Something about, is trust a dishonest person to be dishonest honestly.
Yes.
I think it's slightly different. I don't think I've got that quite right. Damn it, that's going to annoy me now.
You can always trust a dishonest person to be dishonest. Wait a minute.
No, I'm
Honestly.
sure I've got that wrong.
Look,
Whatever.
I'm a consistent person.
Consistently.
Yeah. So what are you guys heading off to do now?
Probably go and get Terry.
Go and get Terry, and in the meantime, I take it Mira Sonya's doing get the coins, and then them plus power artifact. Once we get them, time wise, how long did you say it would take?
I mean, Sonia thinks that the process in her mind will take about a week.
Right. Go and get proper Terry then.
Sure. You
However
guys.
long it takes to fly that far.
It'll take you a couple. It'll take you like 3 days.
Since it's gonna take 3 days, Sonia, do you still want me to try my just divine power break the spell?
I mean, you can try. I mean, if it's gonna take us 3 days, then yeah, I'm gonna head off and join the other Sonia and get started.
Okay, then I will try. I'll try to do what you suggested with the whole divine power plan. Could you and a bunch of you come with me, Fume as well, come with me into my domain, just in case?
Sure. The thingy, Mystic Sonia seems like she likes living there, and is looking after the
Also,
kids
Ben's
there.
gonna ask you,
Yeah,
hey, the government want to know if they can have their leader back.
when he's out of the time-space egg,
Look, think of him. He's been put in a timeout, and we're gonna make him a good boy again. And then Sonia
And that's
vanishes.
And that's what you want me to tell? Okay, that's what I'm gonna tell the government. Oh god, I'm gonna be a
Well, no.
fugitive.
no, Ben, which government are you talking to?
The Time Dragon's government.
Okay, tell them that somebody's somebody's managed to put him on lockdown, and we're gonna try and break it. We don't know which plan will work and when, so we can't give a deadline, but we're trying. If they have
Okay.
anything epic level that they could maybe lend us to lend a hand, great. If not, fucking leave us to it then.
We're definitely gonna end up on a wanted list. Oh god.
But it's his people.
Yeah, and they're gonna want him back, I assume.
I mean, they can send a representative and that can show them where he is.
I guess, but I think they're gonna want to take him in to try and have their people look at him, but I don't know how hard they're gonna pursue him. Regardless, I think that's with you guys heading off to try a bunch of stuff. I think it's a good place to end the session.
Yee.
Yee.
We successfully did things.
You did.
We found the time boy, and basically didn't have to do anything with that cloning facility.
Apart from crash it into another ship, yeah.
Apart from crash it, yeah.
Yeah, that was
You
important.
did crash it. Not in a crashed it systems sort of way. You crashed it.
Yeah. I wanted
You
to
got-
get back to my friends as fast as possible.
You got a bunch of Terrys.
Yee. Lots of small doggosauruses.
I'm definitely coming down with something. See how I feel tomorrow.